I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Red Mist Podcast, Season 2, Episode 46. The WRT BMW GT4 M4, driven by Maxime Martin and the Doctor Valentino Rossi. Sponsored by Skechers.
Skechers.
That's a good one.
What do you think of that, Nate?
I like that one a lot. It's about time we got some GT cars in here.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't NASCAR, I was all happy.
Season's over, Sean. It's okay.
I know I'm being selfish. Anyways, moving on. On tonight's episode, we'll discuss Formula One, the season ender at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, and the battle for second and third, because everything else was taken care of.
Second and third in the constructors, right?
Constructors, that's right. And then we'll talk news and notes. Plenty to talk about there. Gents, let's kick it off with the final race of the 2023 Formula One season. An epic season.
3 words. Dutch National Anthem.
Yet again.
Yet again.
And, did I think anything was going to change in qualifying? Other than, Max puts it together. So it was, I was kind of hooting and hollering about it.
Didn't matter what qualifying was going to do. Because
still fastest car out there.
Yeah.
Qualifying pace and race pace. So
I will say this.
Yeah.
Disappointed in Carlos.
What, for crashing it?
Yeah, just overall
He
weekend.
destroyed the car.
Yeah. I mean, it just and he wasn't subs. Actually, Ferrari didn't substitute anybody, did they? Both drivers ran the whole weekend, right?
I thought Robert Schwartzman got in, or was that during another test day?
That was another test day. So they satisfied. I think they did their 2 test days earlier in the year because each driver has to sit out. Now Max had to sit out, which I'm like, couldn't they done that at any other race? Like, do it at Austin. Fine. Like, he had already clinched, right? When did he clinch?
I'm sorry.
Max, when did he clinch the title?
Qatar.
At Qatar in the sprint.
Yeah.
Oh, was that after Austin?
Yes.
Okay. So, no, that was before Austin. Because they went Austin, Mexico, Brazil.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So, they could have easily put somebody in at Austin, FP1. It just
The other thing too is if I didn't see who they put in for FP1.
What's his name? Why do wasn't Jack Dillon?
It wasn't Max.
Yeah. No, who was it? It's just, this is the thing. It's like, why? I can't. This is what happens when you don't have enough Formula One teams.
Sorry. Let me move on with the point because they could have just saved it for Abu Dhabi at this point, because if you have the rookie test anyways, it's just another session in the car on the same track, so you just minimize variables.
I know, but every session was like FP1 was interrupted, FP2 was interrupted.
Right, and there's no guarantee that any other session earlier in the year wasn't going to be interrupted either. But Vegas FP1 was interrupted.
I know.
So I mean, there was a driver earlier in the season that had the same thing. I think it was at Brazil when they did it, when they tried to have a couple guys in, and the session was red flagged or whatever. Like, it's luck of the draw half the time.
Yeah, I mean, it also
It was
like look at it this way. It's the last race of the season. I mean,
it was
aren't you
Jake.
kind of
Actually,
done?
both Perez and Max sat out.
Yeah.
It was Jake Dennis and Ajay Hajar. Like they put two rookies in. I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do.
I know, but you could have done it.
Isn't it in the rules?
Yeah,
So you have
you
to put in a rookie
but it's just,
driver. So you're catering to that, and you're fine.
I'm just saying, you could have done it after the first race after Max clinched. Do it then. Then Max can get in the car and run. I don't think Max was too thrilled.
I don't think any of these drivers are thrilled about it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we're bashing over nothing here.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was good though. George let practice because he was going up against rookies.
Yeah, I mean, like
yes, fair, pretty much so.
Like practice even matters anyways because everyone's on a different.
And then it got down to qualifying and he didn't appear. So props to McLaren though, to Oscar and Lando. Good job there.
As predicted by some of the drivers on the grid that thought McLaren was going to be strong here anyways.
I did too.
It was kind of a surprise. I mean, the McLarens did qualify decently.
They did. It's just I didn't. It was so anticlimactic for me. It really was.
What the race too?
No, the race wasn't because I was more interested in what was going to happen between Ferrari and.
Oh, I couldn't care.
I did. I was really pulling for Ferrari.
Oh man, you're begging for a mistake from them now.
But the problem was they got off to the wrong foot. Carlos stuffed it in the wall.
Yeah,
and they never recovered from that. Like they had to recover. He had to be up in the top 5 in qualifying, and he never got there.
Right, but I mean, last weekend didn't help either. Or sorry, last weekend in Vegas didn't help either.
No, but he recovered and got points. But yeah, they've had
But at the same time, the yeah, I mean, you can pinpoint it on like one race here, one race there, or on like these last 2 races, but you're P3 in the constructors at the end of the season because you weren't consistent,
right?
And Mercedes was consistent throughout the year, even though they started off a little bit slower at the start. Ultimately they had two drivers that were able to put together points together for each other. I mean, actually, Ferrari did a better job of points between the 2 drivers, but I would think that. Let me pull up the results, but I mean, oh man, it's way down.
Yeah.
So, but Sean, from practice, did you really think Carlos Sainz might have recovered, or just maybe?
I honestly, yes, I did.
Yeah, because I mean, but it was a really vicious crash. It wasn't anything lightly because he was
It was a pretty
at
solid,
a very fast section.
Yeah, it was pretty solid, but it just was like bang, they're off on the wrong foot. But I still was thinking that they'll bounce back, and they didn't. They didn't bounce back in P2, they didn't bounce back in P3, and they definitely didn't bounce back in qualifying because they got knocked out in Q1.
Yeah, I mean, and I was thinking Carlos might have had like a drive from behind like he did in Brazil to get his first podium.
Exactly, yeah. But it just didn't materialize because they were behind the whole weekend. And I don't know, like as Christian pointed out, was that some of it a hangover from Vegas in terms of the problems, getting the car. Like they basically had to do the other car, but who knows?
And this was a big blow in the drivers' championship too, because we'll later talk on the race, but it even proved critical to where he couldn't even score points to better himself in the drivers' championship, and it ultimately ended with the results we get from the constructors' championship.
Yeah. So
it's a shame. It's a real shame.
It is.
Lewis did a really good job of carrying the team.
Oh, through the rough patch? Yeah.
No, just across the season, like it.
Well, this weekend he struggled this weekend.
Yeah, but
No, but I know what you mean, Christian, because I mean there's certainly, even at Austin, there's a chance where he could have caught up to Max and win the race.
Every race, Lewis only retired once, and then the one race he was disqualified from, he was on the podium,
which
dubious.
Right.
So, but with that said, he has,
and I mean that I'm not. It was a dubious disqualification.
Right.
That was.
But the rest of his results were all in the top 10, and then the last 3 weekends and in Austria. So that's 4 weekends there where he was in 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then everything else was either 5th, 6th, 4th, or 3rd.
Yeah.
And then he had a couple of seconds in there. But that's still a very consistent run for Lewis. I mean, versus... I mean, like, even looking at Perez, like, he's all over the place with his results.
No, you're right.
So... And then same thing with George. It's like George was consistent, but he was just consistently lower.
Yeah. No.
So.
Yeah. The race itself,
average.
Yeah. I mean, Max got off to a good start. They had a little dice there with Charles and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, and I'm still mystified. Like, they go, Charles's only chance is to get ahead. Now, as soon as DRS kicks in, it's like I never understood that premise. Like, at certain tracks where it's very difficult to pass, this track is not a difficult place to pass because there's almost a double DRS zone.
Yep.
So I don't understand why people constantly go, that's his only chance. It's like his only chance is that he gets out to over a 1 second, 1 second lead or whatever he needs. Yeah, 1 second, right? You got to be by lap 3, and he maintains it. Well, the Ferrari, it's been proved. Max coming through the field several times. Mm-hmm. The Red Bull is more consistent on race pace than any other car out there. So for them to say that, it's just dumb. Like so what you're saying is he's going to block every move. Well, at a certain point, the blocks are he's going to get black flagged. Or whatever.
Not even black flag. Like, it's at some point you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Because
you go offline.
Because every one of these guys are professional drivers. Right. They know how to work each other.
And you saw it sometimes when, like, some of the other, like, I think Lewis was coming up to the field at one point. He was up on the McLaren. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But he made a nice move, and the only person he had trouble with was Fred.
Chuck.
Right. But he came up on Oscar and he sold it down the inside. Mm-hmm. He wasn't going to make it. He just put it there.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, Oscar's offline at the next corner because he was looking in his mirrors and Lewis got by. So I just, if you take it back to Max and anyone that gets in front, there wasn't any car anywhere else. Maybe Lewis at Austin, but I still don't think that would have happened.
Yeah, and the rumor there was Max's car was damaged.
Yeah, but
who knows?
Right. Everybody's car I think was damaged on the floor, and but it's just actually that's not true because Max's car did get tested and it passed. The top 5 got picked that day, and they didn't. That was the whole thing. So I just was like, here we go again with the commentary, and it's just I'm just sitting there going, it doesn't matter when he gets DRS, he's going to just.
No, but they got to spice it up. They have to have something to talk on, and it's the same.
It's just same.
Especially this season with such a dominant car.
Yeah.
You want to sit there and try and spice anything up, and I'm like, well, that's fine, but like, I mean, Nate, this is F1. Like,
Nate, do you agree? Like, I mean, it's not like Charles is gonna get out there and get a 12-second lead. Like, he's not gonna have. That's not gonna happen.
No, it's not going to happen because, like, what's going on is you got to. Oh no! Look, I'll be quite honest. I'm not really sure what to make of it.
Yeah, I don't really know either.
It's racing. Racing can be boring.
Yeah.
Like that's.
It's,
I mean, F1's kind of known for that too.
there was some good mid-pack stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like
Look.
that's incumbent on the TV producers going to find it. You know, we had to watch
Or if the F1 teams opened up the car count on the grid.
Oh, God forbid.
Because
Right.
how many were in F2? 25,
25, 26.
Some.
Yeah, how come they can fit those cars in a truck paddock, you know? It's like, you know what, Toto? Maybe you should go work out of the trucks.
Yeah, I wonder if we should make them all pit like NASCAR. Downsize the garages.
No.
They should all be up.
Imagine that.
They should be all out back under easy ups. That's what they should all be.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Christian, I agree. The more cars out there, 30.
What's your max? Sean? What's your max grid for cars on the F1 grid?
I honestly 28 to 30. You know what?
Okay.
And it used to be that, and they used to go through pre-qualifying, then qualifying. You had to pre-qualify to get into qualifying.
I'm gonna fact check us on.
So, like,
F2,
how do you regulate?
How many cars?
There was only 22.
Oh,
So it wasn't.
well, that was still two more than they had.
I know.
And the cars are
Well-
smaller, and they're much more.
Well, they're all the same. Well,
They're all
quote,
raceable.
quote unquote the same.
Yeah, it looks like an IndyCar race.
You know what? You know what you
Anyone
should
can
do?
win. Gee, I'm
Listen,
shocked.
you know what? You know what F1 should do? I'm telling you, this is a crazy idea we got brewing here. What if there was 15 teams and the bottom 5 are regulated? F2.
Relegated.
Or relegated.
Yeah, the only problem there is it's a great idea. The only problem there is it's the cost to come up to F1,
Yeah.
and some of those teams in F2 can't
No.
swing that. That's a lot of money. I mean, you're going to have Nikita Mazepin back driving. I mean, do we really want that?
Speaking of him, he's racing.
He was there. He was in Abu Dhabi.
He's going to be racing at Sepang this
Yeah,
weekend.
I know. Well, anyways, I'm not really focusing on him. But
you brought him up.
no, I know. But if
right?
Nate didn't bring up the relegation thing, it wouldn't have come up.
No.
Yes, there should be more cars, and whatever. I'm not gonna this is gonna be an off-season conversation we're gonna have, but there were mid-pack battles. It's just they were focusing on Mercedes Ferrari because that was where it was at.
Yeah.
Do we need on lap 3 12 laps of the restart being replayed?
No.
If that's the only thing going on,
No, but it
I
happens
get
right
it.
every
But
race at the same time.
It is annoying because especially
I don't need to see it from 10
so
different
much,
cars.
Not so much this race, but there have been other races
Oh,
where
yeah.
they literally just cut away from
I know.
on track action
I know.
to go watch that. I'm like, I know,
Don't care.
No, that's not your focus.
Don't
right
care.
now.
I really don't want to watch the restart. I mean, if Max gets away, fine. And then it's like, oh my God, Max didn't get away. Well, sometimes the Red Bull doesn't get away so good. It's like it's a
What was the
race.
example? Saudi Arabia, where Fernando Alonso took the lead and led like 5 laps, and then Max just won.
But it's like
I
things
don't
happen.
Right.
not that everyone needs to be like an F1 crazy, but like if you go back, if like you hear or everyone's like oohed and awed over Vettel over the last couple seasons.
That's how.
Yeah. I don't think anyone remembers like his dominant races and how they were boring.
I watched the Schumacher retrospective last night on Michael, and do we forget about that?
I know
as well.
Yeah.
And to the point where his teammates getting, they're telling his teammate to move over, and even Michael's getting like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
And it was like, but it's we forget about that. Do we forget about Lewis's dominant years?
Right.
This is what happened.
I mean,
this has only been a 2-year stretch, really.
Yeah.
Okay, because year 1, no, Michael, no. That was
Mercedes won the constructors championship that year.
right. Last year, they didn't win. Red Bull didn't win the constructors last year, did they?
Yes, I did.
Oh, they did. Oh, they didn't finish 1-2 in the drivers thing.
No, not in the drivers
till this year.
Yeah.
So last year Max wasn't so dominant, like he was winning races.
Well, he did what Vettel did in 12 or 13 it was.
Right.
Where the second half of the season, he just dominated.
Yeah.
Which,
It
fine.
happens.
Yeah.
Driver clicks. He gets in. He
Yes.
goes.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go back to, you want to go back to dominant years? 1978. Mario Andretti wins the World Drivers' Championship. He's got a dominant car.
You got a dominant car, but you also have, especially in those years, you don't have the reliability that you do this season. So
right.
So
I
just take,
understand
take that.
but,
Like the on-track action is way more spread out.
But the Lotus
than what it was.
79
I
dominated.
Yeah.
And if you go back to 77, even the Lotus 78 was a dominant car. It's just that Mario and Peterson, they were cars that still could beat them.
Reaching far back like Nate
I
reaches
know,
far back on
I know.
NASCAR.
It's awesome. It's awesome, but it's back
Hey,
in the day.
it's only 2010 sometimes.
Like,
right?
that's why,
Crazy.
I mean, people can make fun of IndyCar all they want and call it a spec series, but you don't know any weekend who's going to win a race. No idea.
No.
No.
Well, Scott Dixon pretty highly.
Well, I would
But,
say 2
you
years.
know.
I would say not this year, but the year before, yes.
Yeah.
This year, not so much.
No, I know.
I mean, there were times when like David Malukas was in the hunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gateway, right?
No, I mean, but that's why I don't know. I enjoy watching IndyCar races because I never know who's going to win. I keep going, yeah, Colton Herta is going to win, and he doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's how hard these teams work. Okay?
Right. I mean, it's the same thing in F2 and F3. I mean,
Yeah.
if anyone's out there complaining,
Super Formula.
right? If anyone's out there complaining about F1 so
Spec cars?
boring, no, F1 being boring,
Quick question.
go find a different racing series. There's plenty of racing.
Quick question.
Out there.
Super Formula, is it the same chassis
I'm sorry, as
throughout the field?
yes,
Okay.
So there you go.
So now we're getting down to this spec series, quotation fingers. I'm going quotation fingers there.
to clarify with Super Formula, it is similar spec levels to IndyCar, but it's actually
The motors-
There's actually more freedom in it that you can. There's a lot more you can do on a Super Formula than you can.
Yeah,
in IndyCar.
I'm
but
right.
it is.
But the premise
Yeah.
is still it's a one car manufacturer
Yes,
thing.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it one engine or two?
Two engines.
Two engines. So we have two engine manufacturers.
Yeah.
IndyCar, same thing. No one knows who's going to win in that.
No, I would say it's similar to IndyCar where you have your top teams.
Well,
And
that's
you,
what
you,
that's
you
what
know
I'm-
a likely pool.
But
of
somebody
drivers
from the back
yes.
could win. I mean, in IndyCar, someone can win.
Yeah, it's very much doable.
I wouldn't say it's as
In what?
like in
Super Formula or
Yeah.
IndyCar?
No, Super Formula.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it again. My premise is
Yeah.
there is a mixed batch of drivers that can win.
Mm-hmm.
What's not working? What's happening in Formula One is, Mercedes made a strategic, catastrophic failure of going to no side pods and paid for it. Okay. They should never have done that.
I'm kind of on the boat that I don't think it's. I think their dominance was more in parts of their engine. I don't think it was necessarily
Could be.
the car. I thought the car was still.
A slug.
Yeah, not.
They also don't have Adrian Newey.
No. I mean, you're gonna lose some guys, but I mean, but over Mercedes' dominance, they've lost.
I
certain
think
guys
Ferrari
too.
has a great car, but they have no their strategies is their race strategies is
the car needs to improve.
yeah, the car needs to improve, but it's quick. It has
Yes.
race pace.
Yes, but it did the same thing
It's
that,
not a
that it did.
Haas.
It's the same thing that it did last. No, a Haas is a B-spec Ferrari.
Yeah, but
So,
it's only got one lap.
on a more
it's only
on a
got
more
one
budget.
lap pace.
Yes. Yeah. They need what they didn't work on, or well, I shouldn't say that. If they did work on it, it didn't really close the gap.
So what happened is
from the previous year.
So and if you bring all this back, like you got
On the
competitive
tire
racing and all
degradation.
these other series with these somewhat spec chassis, like F2,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you who can win that race. I mean, honestly, I know Jack Doohan drove away in the feature race,
Yeah, but there's some races
but-
that are like that.
but there was stuff going on midfield and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you and I were like, "Whoa, look at that!" You know,
know.
I mean, Nate, you see it in IndyCar. I mean,
Well, right,
like case in
because
point,
there's passes.
Case in point.
all the time, every lap.
Case in point, throughout the season, early part of the season, 3/4 of the way through the season, Graham Rahal hits the low point at Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Doesn't qualify. Okay? Mm-hmm. Couple races later, actually a race later, was it Detroit? He had a really good qualification.
I thought it was Indy.
On the road course?
Yeah, on the road course.
But they, from that point on, they rebounded.
Toronto was another one.
Yeah, but they rebounded.
Toronto was a turnaround race.
Yeah.
They rebounded.
The whole
Yes.
team.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and he was a potential factor in the races. Penske went nowhere the rest of the season.
Well, yeah, because they probably didn't even touch the car too. After they won Indy.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
they weren't. They struggled.
Penske was strong in the ovals.
They were strong in the ovals, right?
Well,
but
Newgarden was strong in the ovals.
No, you're right. But
yeah, right. Winning all but one.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that that whole thing is just a giant, like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a roll of the dice. It's a crapshoot, which is great. Formula 2, same thing. Formula 3, same thing. Super Formula, the races I've watched, Liam Lawson was a hot driver, and all of a sudden, nope, he wasn't. I mean,
yeah.
So I mean, but it also speaks to the level of talent that's in that field.
Yeah.
So,
the talent is good in that field.
So getting back to Yas Marina, it's like, Charles. No, he's gonna get past as soon as the DRS kicks in, and Max gets past him. Max blows away, and Max's car. Even though the car's I think he's getting to the point with Lewis would complain about the tires when he wasn't really. It was just a dummy. Because every time Lewis complains about the tires, I don't pay attention.
No, and everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it now. And so when Max does the same thing, I think they're just doing it just to poke at Mercedes, because the Red Bull does build through the graining process.
Yeah, but I think that is also Max to a certain. I don't think he's really faking it as much, because he's always complaining about the car. It doesn't matter.
Well,
that's just the level he's on.
But yeah,
of how he's trying to manage the race.
I will say this. All right. So I mean, just from an overall, I will say this. Charles finally got with it with the strategy thing, calling it. I think the one thing is, I think for a long time he wasn't really good at figuring it out, whereas Carlos is. Okay, I think, I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of that comes from Carlos talking with his dad. Okay, and I think on the same side, I think Max talks. I will not be surprised if Max talks to Yas about strategy, or Yas will tell him, without hitting him, threaten him like I do to you. You don't win this. You don't win this race. We're done.
Season's on the line.
But season's on the line. No, race 2, season's on the line. That'll be good. I think Charles finally got with it, and he was like, "Look, I'm going to let him buy." All right. He knew, and granted, he knew he had the 5-second penalty, but he was trying to win the points thing. Okay, that's what Carlos does, and it's like at some point these guys on the wall are like, yeah, he's right, And Charles just never put his foot down, and I think that race he put his foot down, and I gave him all props on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it too is just a lot of how the engineers rely on simulations 24/7. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're very accurate, but there is a human element to this the stuff that you can't.
I 100% agree, and I also think that I think. Having watched the Schumacher thing where he was constantly in the garage, the guys would be doing stuff and be like, "What are you doing?" And stuff like that. I think Max does that. Okay, and I think Max also is pretty good about getting to the simulator and doing stuff. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% Checo does it. And the other thing is, Lewis definitely was not doing it when the car was fast. Okay. And all of a sudden the car struggles, and he's like, I don't know why. And then all of a sudden you start hearing, he's like, well, he was in the factory doing this, and it was uncommon for him. Yeah, well, it's like, you know what? You got to do it. You got to jump in and do it. I think Max is like, yeah, I'll do anything. Max is not like sitting back in Monaco. Like, you know, he might be sitting back in Monaco, but he's like, I'll be honest with you, he's friggin' sim racing. He's doing something.
Yeah, I mean, every driver is obviously working hard to do what they are, but some are just working harder than
others in certain ways.
And are being more diligent about,
or are able to provide the correct feedback.
Yeah,
you know, or as to what they need. And I think there's some drivers in Formula One, no, they can't do that.
Right.
You know, but like in IndyCar, if you don't do it, it shows.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
it really backfires.
You don't necessarily like IndyCar has a good blend of spec versus
creativity.
No, like adjustability of what you can move around, and also like what some of the engineers can play with too.
Well, and the other thing is you got to learn to use that push to pass in the right areas.
Yeah, I mean that's racecraft aside too, but I mean like it in terms of setting up a car, like there is you can't say like a true spec series where everything is equal. Yeah, then it doesn't matter.
No
like,
adjustments.
Yeah. Then it is all like you go out and drive, and if you can figure out the car, then props to you.
The one area in IndyCar that's open is dampers, and everybody knows. Right, everyone knows Penske has the best damper program.
Yeah.
All right, that's well known, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen at Foyt if they can slot two competent drivers in there. You know, I kind of Callum Ilott, I think would be perfect there. You know, but because they're going to get that damper thing, and it's going to probably make a difference on their car. Yeah, I mean, it's a black art, and
some of it is the motor too, because there are races where the Hondas do better than the Chevys.
Oh, and vice versa. No. But there's also, drivers like Rossi and those guys that don't drive Penske cars. They just sit there and they watch the Penske car goes over the bump, and it's whoop, no problem. Them, they go over the bump, you know, they're launching in the air. I mean, well, that's from them.
Okay, then why didn't Penske win more on the road courses? They definitely got it dialed in on the ovals.
You know what?
Don't get me wrong.
But the Hondas probably dominated on the road courses, right? I guess if you break it down, I think the Hondas dominated on the road courses. But, anyways, I mean, it's like for people to just say this race, the race was average, but there was great stuff in the midfield. So, you know, but. It was so anticlimactic, really. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's coming off of Vegas, which was a whole nother thing, and you know.
Well, it's anticlimactic because going into it, everything's wrapped up,
except for 2 and 3. That was it.
No one cares about 2 and 3.
Well, I did because I
didn't even care about the drivers' battle for 4th place. I think it's impressive.
I'm not a Mercedes fan. I was hoping Ferrari would.
I get that.
I get that. But I mean, isn't it about the overall championship? I'm kind of done after that.
Oh, I don't really.
I cannot name you.
Really, Toto?
Really? I am.
Really?
Well, look.
Really, Toto Lavender?
Is Toto really like that excited for 2nd place?
He is.
I mean, I'm sure there's a financial incentive that every team is.
Toto's all about the
cash.
Cash. Yeah. Christian couldn't find the thing.
I don't want to edit it.
No. All right. But I will say this: Fred went down fighting. Fred went down fighting this weekend.
Yes, as he always does.
The best was him getting interviewed by Max.
Yeah,
that was good. Anyways, you know, Max wins. Charles, Georgie Porgy.
3rd, yeah.
Oh, God. Checo.
Got a podium.
Lando. Oscar recovered. Mm-hmm. Fred, good job. Yuki.
Yeah.
Good
I told you, fellas.
Good
job
for Yuki. That was in honor of Franz Tost, who was his last Tost. Not Franz
And guess who was driver of the day?
Yuki.
Yuki.
Oh, I thought it was Max.
No.
Sorry.
Oh, it's always Max when he wins.
and Daddy's Cash got 10th. That's good.
And you know what? You want to hear something else about Daddy's Cash? He's the top 10 driver in the F1 standings. He's a top 10 F1 driver, Sean.
Well, there you go. Nate, I could have put you in the car and you could have been a top 10 driver this year.
Oh, don't make me blush. Oh, my goodness.
All right. That's all I got to say about Formula One. I will say this. Post-race, there was some interesting stuff. So Toto got hit on.
Like by Susie Wolf? Or?
No. He went over to congratulate Christian and said, and Christian congratulated Toto, and right as Christian congratulated Toto, Mrs. Horner slapped Toto right in the ass. You can believe that. It was pretty,
isn't that what Spice Girls do?
That's what they do. That was pretty funny. And then I don't know if people saw this. This was the classic moment. I know I sent you guys this video.
Oh yeah,
but was the Ferrari kid calling out Ted Kravitz and Sky Sports being Mercedes butt lickers.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
He was like, no, I'm a fan of sport.
You work for Sky Sports. You're a Mercedes fan. I loved it. And it was like he was, and it 5 minutes before that, like Ted's like, well, George and Lewis are ready to like trash the W14, and I'm like, you are just dummy. I don't even want to hear about it. Enough. Team England.
That's right, Sean. That's
Team
right.
England. Folks, listen to Box of Neutrals if you want to. They had a fantastic piece. Yeah, they were just they're done with Sky Sports just as much as we are. Yeah. Oh, love them. Those guys are awesome. I love them. All right, let's move on to the world of news and notes. I mean, now that F1's done, we'll see you in 92 days. We did have testing today. Mm-hmm. George stuffed the WM14, which was that was too bad. And then there was a bunch of other like drivers out there. Let's see, where should we start? I had something before. I have something before the obvious thing. That was
in F1.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't F1.
Start Supercars.
Well, Brodie Kostecki, your champion.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Team Erebus. They had a fabulous weekend on the. Does Kostecki drive for them? No, he drives. No. Anyways, they had a couple wins.
I like to watch the highlights. I don't know everyone who they're driving for and teams.
Pato showed up. He was hanging around.
At Supercars?
No, at Formula One.
Oh. Well, yeah, because he did the rookie test.
He did the rookie test
this week.
Esteban Ocon's got a new girlfriend.
Okay.
Just care.
Okay. You care?
No, just came up.
Yeah, Sean's like, dang it, he's taken.
Mark Marquez moved to Ducati.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
I got some NASCAR stuff.
Do we?
Did I say it? Yeah, I do. Can you believe this? And guess who involves RFK, Sean? Keselowski, the owner. There's potentially a third car. Or potentially. I should say there is going to be a third car. The number 60 car. And on Twitter, or X, as they call it recently, they put out a tweet of Team 60.
Yeah.
And another tweet of a driver coming out in the shadows.
It's going to be Scott Pruitt. Hiding my family.
It's not going to be. Yeah, no, it's not going to be Scott Pruitt. You know who I think it might be? Carl Edwards.
God, no.
You don't think it'll be Carl Edwards?
No, I'm going to go with Christians. I think it's the Dinger.
You think it's the Dinger? I can see that too.
Because he's going to be replacing BK.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No.
Yeah.
They're going to be racing together, Sean. That's what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
It could be David Reagan. He's had close ties to Roush.
And what has David Reagan done in a race?
In a super speedway, he brings front row to top tens. So
yeah,
would make sense for the 500.
Okay, we're bringing front row to the top tens, but
just tell me
when has David Reagan won a race?
Um,
And don't
once.
go. I don't want to hear about Xfinity truck or
I'm going off
or
by
some
cup
short
stats.
or some
2 wins.
short track
2 wins.
thing. All right, 2 wins.
2
All
wins.
right.
And guess where they were at, Sean? Daytona and Talladega.
I don't think that's
So,
happening. I don't think that's.
Do you think anyone else? The AJ Allmendinger?
I think it could be Pierre Gasly or Esteban Ocon. What about Brodie? Brodie Kostecki is going to race for Childress, right?
Or Parker Kligerman, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that would be all right. Kligerman would be okay. I like Kligerman.
Yeah.
Kligerman should be on every, well, he should leave NBC because NBC is going to lose the IndyCar contract soon, so.
Wait. My brain's spinning. What if it's Ilya Castroneves?
Oh, yeah. Since he's been out there looking.
He was supposed to drive last year, but he didn't drive because he was in a crappy car.
This will be good because he'll get nominated and Nate will go, oh, he's going to win. I go, Nate, he's never driven a stock car before in his life.
I'm not saying that.
Dude, you as soon as somebody comes in from IndyCar, you're like, oh, he's going to win. I go, the only place anyone was going to win and everything lined up right, there were 2 places, okay, that this happened.
SVG?
SVG was one, and his team owner was the other with an Xfinity race in the rain at Mid-Ohio. Okay? Which
the only one. Justin Marks.
Right. Although,
yeah,
I will say on Dinner with Racers, did you guys listen to any of it? The new ones? Oh, the
new ones? Oh,
yeah. I don't want to.
I got up to Lars.
Did you listen to the one? Yeah. So you got the joke though. They're trying to get Justin to give Nick Tandy a ride.
Yes.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Hey, give it to him, man.
I do like.
He could do great.
I do like.
Nick Tandy would do.
I just want to see.
He grew up loving it.
Yes, but I want to see SVG come over and do the chili ball. And people don't realize that SVG drives dirt and sprint cars.
I was gonna say, I wonder how involved he gets with Larson and doing all the.
Oh yeah,
the sprint.
Yeah,
sprint
Larson.
Yeah.
Larson, I think, is like kindred spirit with him. Because when Trackhouse goes to Indy, SVG's going.
Oh yeah, because don't. Oh no.
No, Justin wants to go to Indy.
Yes.
The other hot rumor is, so apparently Justin and somebody else from their management group has been to 3 of the last 4 MotoGP races. Imagine if they entice the doctor back. Maybe the doctor could get into a car. That'd be awesome.
He's already doing GT3 stuff, so.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't. But he can race in NASCAR.
Yeah.
There's no comp. As long as he's not driving a Toyota, he can win. Oh, they got Toyotas, don't they? No, they have Chevrolets, right?
Trackhouse?
Yeah, what do they got?
Chevys.
Nate, what's Trackhouse got?
Chevys.
I have a bad feeling it's Toyotas.
Chevrolets.
Oh, do they?
No, only like 2311 has Toyotas.
Oh, that explains it. And Gibbs.
Yes, Gibbs.
Yeah, that explains it.
Right, Nate?
NASCAR expert.
I know some things.
See, Nate, this is why NASCAR's a joke, because you can't even remember the cars that they have.
I was correct with Trackhouse.
What? In what? That SVG won a race?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we know that.
So.
All right.
But who drives the Camrys on the grid?
Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, it's 2311
Chrissy
and
Bell,
Gibbs.
Dennis.
Yeah, there's not any more than that, right?
I don't know.
I know there's limited numbers of Toyotas.
Christopher Bell. And the only Toyota driver to be in the Final Four was Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
See that, Sean? I know some things.
Unlike Denny Boo Hamlin.
Oh.
All right, let's talk WEC. The grid came out. Just for you fans of Mercedes and Audi, you will not be in WEC for GT3. Bye-bye. And fair enough.
But who's in?
Fair enough, because you did not bring anything to the big table. Who's in?
Yeah, I mean it's
Chevrolet, Lamborghini,
where are they?
Lexus, or Toyota. No Hondas either, because Honda hasn't committed to this. Porsche.
Well, once Honda and Acura get this thing figured out, they will be.
They got it figured out now. They got Honda. Honda hasn't committed to the WEC.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But they'll once this homologation stuff gets
Right.
sorted, they'll be.
So once Michael gets into F1, it'll get sorted.
I mean, so GT3 teams. We'll start. We'll go with manufacturers. There's Aston Martin,
Yes.
BMW, Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini, Ford, Lexus, Corvette,
The only dubious
Porsche.
one in that grouping
That's it.
is Ford, and it's like, why did they get in? And
Right,
I'm
without
gonna
providing a hypercar,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go back to they got in because they need to be in the American market, and you need Chevrolet versus Ford.
Yeah.
Okay, Mercedes and Audi didn't get in. Audi's been dinking around, and then they pulled out of that, and then they're gonna
Yeah.
go do. So they got banned. So they got no one to blame but themselves.
Right.
Mercedes doesn't want to go prototype racing, whereas Aston committed to doing that with the Valkyrie.
Right.
That's simple as that. Lamborghini's in because they're coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for the Van Wall GT3 car, but it's not coming. And that sucks because Van Wall entered into an engine program with the guys from Glickenhaus, the Glickenhaus engine provider.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I was joking today. I know I sent you guys that. Maybe they can come play in IMSA, but they're not going to put up $1 million to come play in IMSA.
No. I mean, they'll definitely try and do a race by race entry if possible.
2025, I think they'll be back.
Yeah. I mean, there's already talks of trying to expand the grid, and
Yeah. I personally think that Mercedes and Audi need to either figure it out or, it's like you're not in. Ford, on the other hand, Ford has to get in, and they're in with Multimatic, so just give us the Audi chassis and stuff a Ford motor in it, because the Multimatic built the Audi chassis. So, right, Nate?
Of course.
Okay. Any other surprises there, Christian?
Well, Van Wall not being on the list is kind of.
It's just a bummer because
Yeah.
it's an underdog thing. Izaza Fiata or whatever they are.
Isara Frashini.
Yeah, they're in, but they're
They're in.
switching teams. They're going to Duquesne instead of Vector.
Yes.
Bad
yeah.
move, but
Well, I mean, the car hasn't even hit the track yet, so
testing wise, it has.
testing, yes,
Yeah.
but in terms of against everyone else, we haven't seen anything, so
All right.
we don't know. Ferrari's putting in a third
Yeah.
car.
We have to get our correspondent
Matt.
from Florida.
Yes.
Yes.
'Cause I'm sure
Because
they are waving the Ferrari red down there.
Yeah, because the big
in
big
Florida.
news is Robert Kubica
Yes.
is heading that car.
Yes.
So that'll be good.
Yes. AF
That's some great
is that
news.
an AF Corsa car?
Yes, it is. Even better.
Oh man.
So will Lily Wadu possibly drive? Or Leela Wadu drive?
Possibly.
maybe.
She could.
Maybe.
That would be cool.
I can see it. That'd be awesome.
Because she's not listed on the GT3 car.
Oh.
What does that mean, Sean?
She's not. So
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it's a possibility. I don't know. I don't even.
There's
know
a
if she's-
chance.
There's a
I don't know if
chance.
she's announced anything on her own feed or anything. Like
I know
that.
that Iron Dames is only one driver so far.
Hold on, I'm checking. We're checking.
We are checking.
And who's that driver, Sean?
Can I do donuts?
Sure.
We are checking.
Michelle Gadding.
Michelle
no,
Gadding.
no.
Yeah,
No
one else.
donuts.
No one else is listed on the Iron James
Oh,
car.
all right. Well, we shall see.
No, because
We
it's
shall
only
see.
Iron Links doing
All
that.
right.
So Lamborghini is running in WC and in IMSA, right?
In IMSA, they are running in the Endurance Championship only. They're gonna run. They're gonna run Sebring, Daytona, Sebring, Watkins Glen, and
Road Atlanta.
Road Atlanta. I think that's a good thing. I really do. They don't have two cars. They've only committed one car to both series, so I think that's a good thing. They'll be able to cross reference and stuff. I think that's really good.
I'm sorry, they only have one car that they're running in both series, or just
no? There's one full-time car in WEC, and in IMSA,
full-time in the Endurance Cup.
Endurance Cup only,
Yeah.
and that'll be run out of Peter Barron's shop down in Florida, which I think is fine because they then can test as much as they want. When you don't run those, when you run Endurance Cup, you're allowed more testing days in IMSA.
Okay.
So it'll allow them to do things. And
don't
forget, IMSA runs different tires than WEC. So, you know.
Yeah, which I don't
I don't get it.
They both run Michelins.
They should all be running the same compound tire, which I don't get.
Well, I understand geographically the tracks are different. I get that. So you would want I see the reason for wanting different tire compounds to suit different regions of the world.
Right, because outside of Le Mans, you run those girly tracks.
Right. So, but
Girly.
They run Spa, WEC.
Yes.
Oh,
that's still
that's the only non-girly track they run.
They replaced Monza with Imola.
What?
Yeah, where have you been? Did you not see the schedule?
Woof. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Hold on,
My bad on that.
let me see if I
Are
can.
they going to Fuji or Suzuka?
Hold on.
Oh, they should stay at Fuji. Fuji's a
I
good
like
track for them.
Suzuka.
I mean, Suzuka's obvious, but
I don't think Suzuka's a great WC track. Not for
That's too
that.
bad.
I mean,
I like Fuji a lot.
Do you? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'd like to go to
here's
either one of those.
here's their calendar, and I think we went over this early in the year.
Oh, we're going to Austin.
Round 1 is at Qatar. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's kind of where I'm at.
That's where I'm at with that.
Because they're also doing the prologue there as well.
Are they going to Bahrain next?
No, that comes later. The second round.
Oh,
So there's a
great.
race.
Second race.
There's more or less one race every month.
All right, what's
That's
the
kind
next
of
race?
how it goes. So after Qatar, they go to Italy, where instead of Monza, they go to Imola for a 6-hour race.
I like
there.
Imola, but not for
Qatar.
WEC.
Qatar is a just to get back to it. It's a distance race of 1,812 kilometers. I think that comes out to like
whatever.
and
Anyways,
I think that
let's
comes out
move
to
on.
like 10 hours.
Move on.
Then after Imola is Spa,
Oh, thank God.
and then Le
Mans?
Mans.
Le
Yeah.
Mans? Sold out.
It is.
Red Mist,
Le Mans is sold
Red
out.
Mist podcast will not be there.
No.
But
Well,
hold your breath. Go ahead.
Then after Le Mans, they go to Brazil at Sao Paulo at Interlagos,
Ooh,
which is a return
From when?
it's a good one.
from 2014, 15. They
Jesus.
haven't been there in a couple
You were
years.
still in diapers.
Even though.
Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, that's when you were kicking Nate's rear end.
Yeah.
Hey,
Scott Goodyear.
hey.
Nate Scott Goodyear Labrador.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, so we're going to Sao Paulo.
Yeah. And then so then after that, then it's Dakota.
We're coming back to that in a second.
And then they go over to Japan for Fuji,
All right.
and then they
Nice.
finish the season off at
Bahrain.
Yeah.
I think
So eight rounds.
I think we need to take the Red Mist podcast on the road to Coda.
That'd be nice.
We can broadcast from the corporate hospitality suite.
Beginning of September.
I like that. What's the problem with that? Is
Nothing.
there? No. Okay.
I got no problem
Nate,
with
you
it.
in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeehaw.
Or we can broadcast from like the Waffle House.
Where? Actually, I wonder what.
RJ would be with us chewing it.
RJ.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait till you
Him
get
having
to
a waffle with us.
Wait till you get to Lars.
Oh, there's an RJ story there.
Yes,
too.
there is.
Right.
It's fantastic.
So,
All right. Well, that's interesting. Just getting back to DWR. I was impressed. I was not. I listened. I started with Lars, went to Jim Downing, and went to Bill Lester. Mm-hmm. Thought the Bill Lester one was fabulous. Jim Downing was awesome because a lot of that went back to the old Mazda days, which I like, and then went to the Hans days, and went to Dr. Robert Hubbard, who was a professor at Michigan State. Woo woo. I thought Lars was excellent. Big fan of Lars. And then
that one was good.
Lars was good. Nick Tandy was good. And then Farfus surprised me.
Was very, yeah. No, I'll tell you, I listened to two, Nick Tandy and Augusto Farfus.
Yeah.
And Augusto Farfus was really, really,
really
interesting.
Good. Yeah. So Fogo de Chao is the Farfus family legacy.
Brazilian steak. Yeah.
Felipe Albuquerque was good. I thought it was good.
I did listen to that one too. And I found it interesting where he was talking about how him and Ricky Taylor eventually became teammates.
Yeah.
That was cool.
No, but once again, the guys did a great job, Sean and Ryan. So just letting things go. Nate, just to further your driving career.
Tell me, Shaw.
Motorsports Managed Group, Speed Group. So I think you should reach out to them. Has launched a driver.
Why is that?
They've launched a driver career advancement program led by new Speed Group members, James Hinchcliffe and the erstwhile Kevin Lee.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well.
Well, there you go.
So I'll tell you what. I'll have to bring my.
This includes. They offer a career
helmet.
a large amount of services. Includes mentorship from Hinchcliffe. Strategy,
like to keep us ride or to
strategy and stuff, and then media relations with Kevin Lee. That's exciting.
That'll be good.
Yeah. Hashtag in the office.
No, who's there?
There we go. That was good. Just trying to find some other things that are going on in the world of racing right now.
Asian Le Mans Series is starting back up this weekend.
Yes, very excited for that.
They got ever since COVID, they've their schedule isn't as I guess I would say normal.
Yeah.
So they're doing.
Now we get to go back to Asia.
They have 5 races
this weekend. Sepang,
and this weekend is Sepang. It's a double header. It's 2 4-hour races.
I love that
on
track.
the weekend. So
I'd like to go there. It's a sweat fest, but I'd like to go there.
Yeah.
Pato Ward is he's very excited about Formula One in his future.
Yeah. If only there was a seat.
Yeah. Only there was a seat, and only if you could win an IndyCar, you'd be all set.
I mean, he has won races.
Yeah, but I'm still not sold on him.
No?
He's won races, and you're not sold.
Nate, did he win any races this year?
Nope.
When was the last race he won? Christian's. I'm checking. We are checking.
I'm not. Well, I'm checking.
I'm
that,
checking?
I guess, but not what you.
I'm checking.
Not what you think. 1,
Checking?
2,
Checking?
3, 4, 7. Remember that number 7.
7. Just as we check things, just to let folks know, the doctor, Valentino Rossi, will be testing a BMW GTB car this year. Very excited for that.
Which I think he'll like a lot better.
And Danny Kvyat, welcome back to Prototype Racing. Be a Lamborghini driver?
All right. How many? I have. We have Pato Award, and then we have Driver B.
Let me guess. I know who Driver B is.
Hold on. Just I want to read the stats first.
Go ahead.
Number of poles. Pato 5.
Yep. Driver B.
Driver B 11. And just for context,
yes,
both drivers started the same
Yes, they
year.
had the same season.
Same
season.
Did
they race on the same team in the junior ranks?
Hold on. Number of podiums. Pato.
Yes.
20.
20, yeah. Driver B?
Driver B 12.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be team reliability issues.
Wins.
Sean,
Wins. All right, wins. Here we go. Nate. Nate doesn't know it. Wait, Nate only wishes about this.
Let's hear it.
Wins. Pato 4.
Yeah.
Driver B. You want to take a guess?
10.
Nope.
12. 9.
8.
You're close, Nate.
7. 7.
7. Oh, that's okay, because Nate. Yeah, so Nate would be like Pato.
So with
listen to you.
with the information that I've given you, Nate.
Can we name Driver B?
Nate, who do you think Driver B is?
Alexander Rossi.
No!
Oh,
No, Colton Herter.
Yes.
oh man, I thought it was Rossi for sure.
Hold on. Speaking of Rossi,
this is gonna bother me.
Hold on. Speaking of Rossi, let's take a look at what his stats are. Granted, Rossi has
The Indy 500.
2. Yes, he has the Indy
He
500.
has Watkins Glen.
And he has 2 more seasons on these guys.
Yeah.
Just for context. Rossi has 7 poles, 29 podiums,
Jesus.
and 8 wins.
Really?
Oh,
that
see,
many
was
wins?
close.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
bleep that. Wow. I didn't realize he had that many wins.
Rossi.
Yeah.
Can
Rossi
you do me a favor?
in-
Can you look up Hinchcliffe?
Yeah, I can look up.
Oh, come on. That dude has like 3 or 4 wins, Sean.
Rossi, just for context, has won Indy, Watkins Glen, Long Beach twice, Road America,
Sean.
Mid Ohio, Pocono,
Ooh. Nate.
Ooh.
and I think that's the IMSA road course.
Pocono.
No.
no.
That was the oval. They only ran the oval there.
No. He's won the Indy 500 and he won a Sonzio Grand Prix.
Sonzio?
Or no, wait a minute. Why am I?
Yeah,
No.
that's Road America.
Hold on.
What are you, high?
That's Road America.
Why is it listed like this?
Sonzio.
He won at Pocono? I can't remember him winning at Pocono.
No, I thought Montoya won at Pocono.
Sorry, it's
He did.
It's the Indy
Kristen's looking.
Will Power won it,
We
too.
are checking?
He won.
We are checking?
2022. Sorry, that's the
All right.
GMR Grand Prix.
All right.
The corporate sponsor was Sonzio.
Yeah, sorry. All right.
Sorry, you wanted Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, Hinch, and then we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, well, this will be it.
All right. I like this.
We should do more of these.
Yeah.
Driver
next
A,
week.
driver
Dude,
Next
I
week.
thought it was
Next
spot
week.
on,
Next
man.
week. Next week we can do driver. We'll do trivia.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
Okay.
have some folks dial in.
Okay.
Ooh.
Toto
get a phone
Hemingway.
call.
We'll have Toto Hemingway dialing in.
So after 10 seasons of IndyCar,
That's how many James did?
or 11. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, 11.
I didn't think he did that many. That's awesome. Good for him.
He's done.
Flip-flop rides, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
He's done 161 races.
Jesus.
And comparing that, Rossi's 30 behind them.
Really?
131 over 8 years.
Wow. So Rossi's got another 2 years at least to catch him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
Jesus, James had a great career.
yeah, and then so then Hinchcliffe has 1 pole,
Yep.
18 podiums,
Okay.
6 wins.
Really?
So
Yeah, he's won at Long Beach and, I think, Iowa.
Really?
He has
6 wins. Wow.
He's won Brazil.
He has
He
St.
won Brazil.
Petersburg.
Brazil!
He won Brazil. He's won Iowa twice. He's won
He won at Iowa twice?
Iowa twice.
So he was like the master at Iowa before Newgarden.
He won at Iowa in 2013 and Iowa in 2018.
Nate
He's got a couple years in between.
shut that down.
I mean, he's had good results at
Yeah,
Iowa
he has.
every year, pretty much every year he was there.
Wow.
But then he also won at New Orleans, NOLA.
New
They did a
Orleans.
race down
Oh,
there.
that crap
that
race.
race was
That
a
was
disaster.
disaster.
And then- and
Good on
then-
him,
They shortened
though.
that race.
Good on him.
Jake's got a podium in that race.
And then his other win he had was at Long Beach.
Wow. Well, congrats to those guys.
I think
That's awesome.
that's probably his biggest
awesome.
win. Long Beach. Are you kidding me?
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
He had
well done.
three wins in the 2013 season.
Can you pull up Townsend Bell?
Why not?
Yeah, it's like 50 DNFs.
Oh, Nate.
Oh,
yeah. Nate's not going to be
geez.
invited on the NBC
his
Sports.
words.
His words. Oh, wait a minute. He's not in the database.
He is, but this is like a bit more.
0 wins.
Oh, Santino Ferrucci.
Yeah, 0 wins.
Yep. Any podiums? 0.
No.
No.
Best
Okay, let's shut
best,
that down.
Best
Let's-
2 finishes is a
How many top fives?
Jesus. I don't even think it was a
best-
top 10.
best finish. No.
Oh.
He's got top 10s. He's his best finish is 4th at the Indy 500
Oh!
in 2009.
See that?
And
Oh.
his next best finish was in 2004 at Nashville.
Do you think there should be a podium
place.
at Indy?
No.
Just the
No.
winner?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
just
the winner.
just throwing
Just
it
the
out.
winner.
Yeah, since we were there this
No,
year.
no podium.
I agree.
Look, I know F1's been there, but just the winner.
Just
the
the
winner.
winner. I like that. All right.
I mean, I don't mind 3 people on the podium for the road course, but
Yeah.
for the oval,
No.
just the winner.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, the
All right.
oval's a little weird,
To
I think.
yeah.
All right.
All right. But
Well-
Townsend has won Daytona and Le Mans as a class winner.
Class winner.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we were there for one.
Yes, we were.
Yep.
I don't know
Fortunately.
how
Or
unfortunate it was
unfortunately,
because
yeah.
it was still
That was America on
yeah,
the
it was-
podium.
it was
that was
still-
America on the podium.
yeah.
GTE.
Yep. That was all 3.
All 3. It was crazy.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
So Andy won he won Daytona with level 5.
In what? LMPC?
No, GTD.
No, that was BS because they didn't win.
Hey,
No,
it's in the
that
books.
was that
It's in
was
the books.
BS.
It's in the books.
I agree with the Lizards guys. They didn't win that. Anyways. All right.
All right.
Nate.
Good night.
Thank you guys for listening to the Red Mist Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Wart and Harrison Tate.